Hello traders, my name is John Paul, founder of DayTradeToWin.com. This video is going to be educational in nature. It's going to focus on price action. It's going to tell you how you can predict in advance the type of day that we're looking at. Is the day a trending day? And what should I do under those circumstances? Is the day a flip-flop or hitting support and resistance and chopping around, and what you should do under those conditions? So before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you cannot afford to lose. Talk to your broker. Understand there are risks involved when trading. So forget for a moment that this is the E-mini S&P. This could be the Dow. This could be the NASDAQ. It could be a currency like the euro or Australian dollar. It could be crude oil, heating oil. It could be a stock. It doesn't matter. Price action is universal. So you have to think about what we're looking at as a universal idea that can be used across all markets, which is a good thing. The second thing is looking at a chart in hindsight or after it's already plotted is much different than looking at it live as it's happening, because we have to make these decisions on the spot. So in looking at what I'm going to show you, think about the type of day that is a trending day and what happens. Typically trending days have more volatility. Trending days move up and continue, move down and continue. In comparison to a choppy day where it's constantly hitting support and resistance, flopping around, chopping around. So we're going to try to understand that idea of, is the day a type of day you may think of as a trend and take advantage of that, or is it a day chopping around where you say, I understand the type of day, let me just take signals where I'm getting in and getting out constantly. More like a scalping, more like using the trade scalper type of software where you're getting in and getting out. There's no trailing stop involved. So now, if you look at this day here, you can see that the day went down, the day went up, the day went down, the day went up. Now this is all obviously in hindsight. But if you look at understanding what happens within the first few hours of the day, it really gives you a clue on how the day is going to proceed. So the first few hours of the day, typically up until noon. Now remember, every market is different. Not every market is different, but most markets trade under a certain number of hours. But some markets, like the bonds or the crude oil, they're different. They trade earlier, they finish earlier, so you have to adjust what I'm going to show you based on the amount of hours traded for the session, the day session, or even if you want to do this method that I'm showing you in the after hours Globet session, that's fine. Now, having a plan as a trader is really important. So my plan is to understand what type of day occurs. Now, this does not require software. And even though I offer and I created software and I include the software with my mentorship class or with some bonuses I provide it for free with some traders who buy the Atlas line or the At the Open method, I include this software. You don't need it. So really, if you don't have any software from Day Trade to Win, you can still do this method on your own without it. And I encourage you to learn it. So when I look at this software, I can see that the market is now outlined for me. And the way that this works is that we look at the first 2.5 hours and understand that moving forward, this creates a very strong support and resistance. And every trending day, and I can tell you this with high accuracy, this is always broken. This high and this low of the A part of the day, the first 2.5 hours, is always broken when a trend is occurring. Now, there are a few rules to this. So the first rule is that when we get into the next 2.5 hours, which I call the B part of the day, the break above this resistance or the break below this support needs to happen sooner rather than later. And this is a key concept. If it happens at the end of the day, it's no good. It's not the same as looking at a trending day. So as soon as the first 2.5 hours finishes, right away, I would say within the first half hour, at the most, we want to see the break. That tells me we have a strong trending day. I'm in. I'm going to hold on to this. Trending days, you can trail a stop, which makes you more money because the market just continues in that fashion. Now, as you're seeing this here today, absolutely nothing happened. This 2.5 hours in the B part of the day did not, I repeat, did not break below the support or above the resistance. So what you're seeing is absolutely normal. This happens about 80% of the time, 75% of the time. This is to be expected. Trends don't happen quite that often, but what you're seeing here is to be expected. Now you're also going to see there's a relationship between the middle part of the day and the last part of the day, the C part of the day, where we may have a late day rally or sell-off, especially on days with FOMC or the Fed is speaking, or we have somebody important speaking on behalf of the Fed chair. This happens especially with earnings reports as well as the day comes to a close. We have a late day rally or a sell-off. In this case, you're going to see something different here that the software provided, which is a short signal. And the reason for this short signal is because the market hit this resistance created in the B part of the day and reversed off of it. And that's the reason for the signal. And the same thing is true if the market had broken above the B part of the day, the middle part of the day, and continued higher and higher, you'd see a long signal because it's now a late day rally. So what you're seeing here is normal. The markets typically get contained within the range of the first 2.5 hours, but if they break in the B part of the day early as possible, this is a sign of a trending day. I'd probably tell you 99% of all trending days have this same exact pattern. Price action is universal across all markets. All right, let's continue and let's look at another example. I'm just going to go back to yesterday. So this is yesterday, and yesterday we have here the A part of the day, the B part of the day, and the C part of the day. So again, what do I know about the markets? I know that the first 2.5 hours is typically the strongest. News typically occurs in the A part of the day, right? We have reports at 8:30 or 10 o'clock, which pushes the market. And then as we get into the middle part of the day, very important, will it continue or will it get stuck? And you can see the market tested. You can consider this another term, a double top for the moment, where the market tested, very important, the range of A. It didn't go through it. It bounced off of it. So again, you could take this as a counter trend trade. Great with the roadmap software. The roadmap is a method which takes advantage of situations like this. But in what we're looking at, there is no trend at all. So this day is not a trending day. Here we have the last part of the day. This is the C part of the day. And the C part of the day tells me a late day rally or sell-off. But in this case, the market broke above and continued and just kept on going. So you can see a late day rally visually as it's happening based off of the price action which occurred in the middle part of the day, the B part of the day. Let's take a look at another day. As you can see, this is not complicated. I'm not using any fancy software. I'm not using moving averages, momentum, stochastics, MACDs, bands. I'm not using anything. As a matter of fact, I think those indicators, if you are using them, they hurt you instead of helping you because there's so much optimization that occurs. What values am I using with moving average and crossovers and MACDs that sometimes it becomes very difficult to really understand what you're seeing and what you're doing. Okay, here is the previous day. The previous day we had the A and then we had the B. And you can see the market went with a wick all the way up and then came all the way back down. Did not close above it, did not continue above it. There's no signal there to go long. It just did a matching double top as we got into the B part of the day. Knowing that, as soon as the market begins to reverse, that's your opportunity to go short. It could be short on the trade scalper, short on the blueprint, short on the Atlas line, short on the at the open, whatever method you're using, whatever software you're using, it should be a great confirmation. The second thing you're going to see here is that there is an ABC short. The software is telling me to go short, and it also corresponds, I forgot what method this was. This may have been the trade scalper that I took. And so as soon as it starts to break and closes, gives you a signal. So the idea here is looking at closing prices and continuations. Now, the difference between the C and the B, as you can see here, that nothing happened. Only within the last 5 minutes, it's too late in the day, it started to break. This is no good. We don't want that. We want to see a late day rally or sell off almost immediately when these three parts of the day plot. Let's take a look at the prior day. So I'm giving you examples here to show you the type of days that exist. And again, this is normal. You can't expect every day to be a trending day. You have to understand the type of day and then adjust the type of trading that you're doing to the specific day in front of you. So we have here the A part of the day, which is right here, the first 2.5 hours. Will the market continue? Don't trust those moving averages and all those other things that most traders are using. Wait for confirmation. The market never broke or closed even, which we're looking for closing prices, above the range of A, which tells me this is not a trending day. The market made a move and then stopped. Then we have the C part of the day. It's too late in the session here, too late in this third part of the day to go long. You're seeing the signal here to go long, but it's too late. In my opinion, I'd rather see the signal happen earlier. I'm going to show you another example here, and then I'm going to switch to the overnight because this can be traded in other markets and can be traded in the overnight Globex session as well. Okay, so this is another day. I'm just scrolling through the last 4 days. I'm not picking and choosing specific examples. I'm just going through days as they occur. So this is the A part of the day. Again, I took a trade here. Most likely it was either the Atlas line or the Trade Scalper. I have to look back on my records. But this here was a trade within the A part of the day. Now we get into the B part of the day. And the B part of the day, again, will it break below the support? In fact, it did. And we're looking at the closing prices here, which provided a signal to go short. You can do this on your own. Again, you don't need the software that I provide. The software just makes it easier to see them as it's happening. Now, after you go short and you're finished with this specific trade, that means the day wants to go lower, wants to trade lower, look for short signals, and see now between the B and the C part of the day. Here is the C part of the day, right over here. And this is the B part of the day. The market did not give a late day rally or a late day sell-off. It was actually contained. This data is contained within the B part of the day. So again, there's really nothing happening in the C part of the day. Now I'm going to switch this and look at a overnight. Instead of starting it at my time at 9:30 New York time, I'm going to start it at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 a.m., which is London time, 8 o'clock locally in England, in London. Life Exchange Open. So looking at this, so here we have an example of the market. Now remember, this is 3 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock locally in England, the Life Exchange Open. We have the same type of activity. It's the start of a session in Europe, and we have the A part of the day, first 2.5 hours from 3 to 5:30. After that, will the market continue above or below the range created here in the A part of the day? If it's true, it's just a true-false situation here. It's not more than that. If it's true, we'll get a signal. And so you see here the signal, ABC short 43.38 quarter, because the market began to give us closing prices consecutively below the range of A. And that normally doesn't happen. It only happens typically during trending days. High probability of the time, this is what we want. As soon as you see that, look for a short opportunity. So this is the B part of the day, and this is the C part of the day. And again, late day rally, late day sell-off. As we get into the beginning of the US session, nothing happened. The market got contained within the support and resistance of the B part of the day. So there's really nothing here that we can look at as far as a rally or a sell-off. Maybe you can look at this as double top here, meaning it hit the, or trying to hit at least, the resistance of B and then reversing. You can look at that as well. But ideally, we want to see what type of day it is and what I can do with it. A trending day, you can trail a stop, make more money because you can hold on to that position a little bit longer. But on days that do not trend, I recommend getting in and getting out of every position. As soon as you're in your profit territory, get out and be done for it. Be done with that trade and move forward. If anyone here watching this video has the At the Open method, I provide this software for free as a bonus with the At the Open method. If anyone has the mentorship classes, whether it was last year or within the last 10 years I've been doing the mentorship classes, remember to use the ABC strategy every single day to understand the type of day that you're trading. If you need an update on the software, give us a call, send us an email. We'll definitely update you with the ABC. My name is John Paul. I hope this was valuable information for those of you who are trading, trying to understand the markets. Visit daytradetowin.com if you have any questions. The new accelerated mentorship program includes all the software, including what you're seeing here, the ABC, the Trade Scalper, the Atlas Line, the Blueprint, the Roadmap, all at a discounted price. Until next time, good trading. If you're new to day trading and want to learn more on the benefits of trading the markets, visit daytradetowin.com, join the next mentorship class starting later this month, and subscribe to the Day Trade to Win YouTube channel. We focus on price action and work exclusively with new and beginner traders who want to learn more on how to prosper from trading.